Another video ask born here. This one again is from Travis. That's why I am wearing the same stuff that I was before when I did an ask born for Travis. And he really wanted to know what the criteria was for creating Getting Shredded. And a lot of this just is based on precedence. Obviously, what you're doing in the Getting Shredded program is you are following along with me with a diet that is more catered towards you, but the exercise program is built for fat loss. And this is based off protocols that I have tested on a lot of people, but that I've used myself 3 times before when I had to get into sub 10% body fat. So the hard balance that you always are trying to, I guess, determine is using your own knowledge and then also trying to determine what is best for the individual. The hardest thing for a trainer is to overcome their own personal biases and instead figure out what works, because that's all that matters. Results are all that really matters. So for me, this was focusing on what I know works well for body recomposition. I didn't want the Getting Shredded program to be one where you just lost weight. I wanted lean body mass to improve. I wanted you to drop body fat while maintaining as much muscle as possible, or have a more significant drop in body fat and then start that recomposition process where you are shifting the body weight to one that your weight, the scale weight, might not change much, but the percentage of muscle to fat does change significantly. And in order to do that, I try and focus on the different factors that will influence fat loss. One is going to be metabolic stress. You're also going to have that mechanical stress, mechanical tension, time under tension, because my job is not just to make you lose weight. It's the big misnomer. It's to make you lose fat and also make you retain muscle, hold on to it. So the primary focus, as you have seen, is always going to be weight training. Weight training with a mix of hypertrophy, focus on muscle building, and also focusing on metabolic. So that's when you get those density sessions where there's a lot of work capacity, but also strength as well, because there's a lot of different theories on periodization and how you progress someone. And the biggest mistake that some people will do is they create workouts that just make them better at the workout itself and don't move them closer to a goal. So I want to focus in on all the different ways that you can burn calories, that you can build muscle, and that you can make sure that you don't completely wear your body down. A lot of people will just do endless cardio, so much time in the gym, and it becomes unnecessary. It becomes counterintuitive. And then my job is then mix diet with that in a way where you can drop real body fat. I don't want you just dropping water weight. It's why, as you've seen as time has gone on, a lot of times those carb amounts actually increase. They go up because it's important that you're just not stripping out carbs and then losing water weight. But even more importantly, carbs are oftentimes a very important fuel source for your workouts. And if you drop carbs completely, you might see that weight will fluctuate some, but then performance in the gym is what drops off. And when your performance in the gym drops off, then your workouts aren't as good, and the workouts are the fuel for these results. It's definitely a combination of both diet and exercise to look shredded. You can lose weight by diet alone, but the impact of weight training, especially when it comes in your ability to eat certain foods, and a lot of this is hormonal pathways. As you weight train, you improve your insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity, and that allows your body to respond to carbs better. This is why really lean people can get away with eating a lot more cheaty foods. It's why we also didn't have any cheat foods in the first phase. The goal was to try and drop body fat levels down, so when you start having those cheat foods, obviously it affects those levels of leptin and ghrelin, the hunger and satiety hormones. But really what's important is making sure that when you have those cheat meals, they benefit you. And sometimes doing those cheat meals, they're really good from a psychological standpoint, but they're not so good from the physiological standpoint if your body isn't in a position to utilize those. So I think I could talk for about 3 hours about the entire overall science, but it's a prioritization of the pathways from a diet and training standpoint that allow you to lose fat, and then matching those up together. The diet is always going to be dependent on your weight training. It's going to be dependent on your current body weight, your goal body weight, your current body fat, the goal body fat, and sometimes a host of other factors that we do have to consider. So that is a lot of what you see in there, and whenever you have questions maybe about specific sections, or when I'm doing tempo training or the density training, let me know and we can do another one of these Q&As right here and I'll give you the answer.